Go download my free legato course right now and learn to play fast in the fastest way possible. Hey, I want to give you my two most favorite sequences here that are so fundamental, but it can allow you to move freely from one position to another, because very often when we try to integrate the different pentatonic shapes, we don't know what to do. When how do I move from one to the other and still play music? These sequences will really fix that. And it gives you just these two sequences alone, these two movements with your fingers, will give you a never-ending resource of creating cool licks if you combine them with end notes, with bending and sliding and all of these things. So let's look into them, and then let's just come up with some cool stuff using those, on the spot. I've prepared nothing, so this will all be just, improvising here. But let's go close up so we can see what is going on the fretboard. So we're in the key of E minor, and I'm playing the E minor pentatonic. Just kick out the distortion there. So I got my first position E minor shape here in the 12th fret, all the notes in the 12th. And then I got the 15th and 12th on the two high strings here. On the E and the B string, 15 and 12. And then 14 and 12 on the G, the D, the A. And on the low E string, we got the 15th and 12th as well. Right? And then up here, we got another shape, position number 2. And of course, we also got one in the other direction. But what I'm doing here with the first sequence is really quite simple. I'm not playing the sequence very rapidly back and forth, up and down the neck, but I can use it to go from one position to another very effectively, and it sounds like this. Right? And what I do is basically, let's say you're in here, in the 12th and the 15th fret on the B string. And what I do is just hammer on to the next fret here, the 15th fret on the B string. So I go, and then pull off again. And then I can go to another position. And then I slide down to the 10th fret and hammer on to the 12th and pull off again. How simple is that, right? But combined with this sequence number 2, we got something really effective going on here. So that's how I go from one, in this particular case, I can go from on both the B and the E string, I can go from the 12th and 15th up to the 15th and 17th, both strings. And on the, down to the 10th and 12th on the B and E as well. And for this example here, I would like you to use the first and the third finger, so you don't have to be confused about what fingering to use, because if I'm going from the 4th here, the 4th finger, gotta go up here, then suddenly it doesn't really fit. It's kind of uncomfortable to play just 2 frets apart with the 1st and the 4th finger. So I'm just using the 3rd, it's stronger. So you can, your first exercise could be to play. Right, you start here. Right, and once you've done that, you can start combining it with the other sequence, which is equally simple. It's simply just, you start here in the 12th fret. It's right? You start here in the 12th fret on the B string. You pick that, hammer on to the 15th. And then pick the note in the 12th fret on the high E string with an upstroke. And then right back again to the 15th. Pull off down to the 12th. And then hit the 14th fret on the G string with an upstroke. And then a downstroke again in the 12th fret. So slowly. And you can do that everywhere. Everywhere you can create a little pattern in any scale shape where you have the 2 note on the middle string and then 1 up there and 1 down here. So if you go like, then you have a sequence that you can practice in. So if I go right here, I can just go down and have my first finger be the reference point here where I go from one sequence to another. So for instance, I could play this twice. Right, this is... Right? And then I end with my third finger on that note I can bend. Again. Also, I can take that sequence and just do the... So I can go... That's the first one, right? And then I can go... Instead of going... I can go... Take it the whole way. Right. Oh, sorry. So basically, you can combine, if you really spend a lot of time doing this, going back and... Also, when I go down here, what could I do from here? It doesn't matter how you combine them, as long as you can go into one of the other patterns. So you go... Right? Sometimes you might have to go, right, 2 times to get up. Right? Most of my runs, actually, when I navigate around the fretboard like this, is made up of these 2 simple sequences. And just playing around with them, building a little pattern like, you know, and then playing it over and over again, then building another little combination of these 2 sequences, playing it over and over again, like 100, 200 times, coming up with a new, playing it, coming up with a new, playing it, over and over and over again. And that's such a good exercise also for navigating around the different shapes here. Just moving back and forth. So beneficial. Right? It just works in the most amazing way, but you have to play around with it yourself. So let's just repeat. First sequence was simply move, pick, hammer on, pull off, move to another position, hammer on, pull off, move to another position, hammer on, pull off. You can do it in any direction. Right? Okay, the second one. Again, same note, same starting point, first finger. You pick it, hammer onto the 15th, upstroke in on the high E string with a 12th fret, back again with a downstroke in the 15th fret B string and pull off down to the 1st, and then hit the 14th fret G string with an upstroke and go right back, full circle, slowly. Right? And just think of that, the reference point in the beginning. So I sincerely hope this was valuable to you. And remember, when you practice those, take out the first sequence and then practice that in a loop with a metronome perhaps, in front of the TV, going back and forth, keep the timing of it, keep the techniques clean, and then just repeat it thousands of times as you do other things. Once you've learned it at a level where you can do it, accurately, without thinking too much about it, then that's where everything begins, and you can just start practicing it like a maniac. And do that with the 2 sequences. And then you can combine them at the level you can play them, right? And then just start coming up with combination after combination. Really see how many licks you can create doing this and integrate the different scale patterns with these 2. I promise you, if this is a project of yours, 2 sequences that you learn, and then combine, and then end with bends and slides and everything you know, and you keep doing that over and over and over again. Just this little tiny reference point of these two sequences and the techniques, it's just gonna, do so much for your playing. It's a joke because it's simple and it's useful in so many places. So I hope that was valuable to you. Don't forget to check out our new program, which is lick on lick upon lick, an entire solos where we use all these techniques, all these insights and ideas, and you learn 4 key core skills at the same time as you're learning actual practical licks that you can use and learn from. So check that out, and I sincerely hope to see you in another free video or in one of our programs on guitarmastery.net. See you. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.